Hey folks, how you doing? I'm gonna talk about fetishes. They have been with the human for, well, since the beginning of time. Everyone, at some times or another, has possessed a fetish. Okay, people have them in the houses, in the automobiles. They have them around their necks, bracelets, anklets. Many of these are fetish. If a person has the fetish for, let's say, protection, okay, or for good luck, okay, he knows that sometimes the fetish fails, okay. That's because the person hasn't used the fetish properly. So there's a way to do things, even with the fetish. So we have a god called touch, to actually touch something, okay? So the god touch, okay, puts the person in touch with the energy within him that the fetish represents. So a person may hold his rosary beads, or he may hold on to his rabbit's foot or whatever. Let's say in a time of crisis, okay? But the God touch puts the person through the fetish in touch with the inner forces that the fetish represents. The power is not in the object, the fetish. The power is within the person. You see? And it's up to the person to evoke this power. So we see a person, let's say, in a crisis, and he calls on his fetish to help him out of the situation. But it doesn't work. The fetish has failed, so to speak. That is because the person must evoke the energy that the fetish represents, the energy within him, the force that will help him through the situation. Not only that, the God touch puts the person in touch with the fetish, or a person can hold the fetish, and through this device, the person can control the force that the fetish represents. That is, the forces within him, within the person. He can control them and evoke them to come forth and manifest, the manifestation would be in the person's behavior after evoking the powers that the fetish represents. So the fetish is representative and actually belongs to, let's say, the world of verbal language or pre-verbal language, sign language, because the fetish is actually a sign that represents something. A person's desires, his wishes, etc. And the force within that will bring or make true the person's desires and wishes. So the power, it should be recalled, is not in the object, is not in the fetish itself. The power that makes the fetish true is within the person. Okay? And the fetish is just a representative of that power. It is representative of a power within the person that never dies. That power is forever. And the fetish is representative of that. And so the person then, as mentioned, must compel these forces. And that can be done, so it has been said, by holding the fetish in one's hand and commanding through it the powers within, okay, to answer to the commands of the person. So you don't ask the fetish, you command, you compel, you order. Okay? The powers within to answer to your commands. And the fetish is representative of these powers. And the fetish is a constant reminder, constantly reminding the person that the powers that he needs to overcome a crisis situation is within him and is represented by the fetish itself. And as I said, this was the first religion, so they say, universal religion. It was everywhere. People have always had fetishes. Even nations and various teams, like football teams, have their mascot. It's a fetish, you see. And so the world of the omnits, the talisman, the fetish lives on and will continue to live on because it is well alive today in the hearts, minds, and houses, homes of people. Even the horseshoe. Many people have a horseshoe on their keychains, etc. Some have horseshoes, actual horseshoes in their houses. The horseshoe represents the number 9, the Ennead, a group of 9 gods. So now, the horseshoe then would be a fetish. And it's telling you that there are 9 gods or forces within the person, okay, that can be evoked to help the person through a crisis situation. There is also the eye, of course, a symbol of seeing. It is fetish also. And to see is to be wise. So the eye also represents a wisdom. Wisdom comes from within, you see. And the eye, as fetish, represents this. And there are many other fetishes that have been with the human beings for a long time. Okay, folks, have a good one, and we'll get back again with this fetish business. And it's very interesting. And have a good day, and I'll talk to you later.